Hey, my book lovelies! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mills, Read of Mills, and I thought today we could go through some of my October hopefuls. If you didn't know this about me, I'm a mood reader, so I have some books I know I have to get through in a certain month, and other than that, I tend to have a big range of choice, so I can pick and choose. I am one of those people. I'll read 10, 15 books at the same time, and generally will finish them all at varying points of the month. And even if I'm loving a book, I might just sometimes need to dip and dive into another one. It's just what happens. So I thought I could go through my hopefuls, and then at the end of the month, we could see, did I make it through any of them? Were any extras added? Because some books may be delivered in that time as well. So let's dive in. The first few books are really obvious because I run a book club. If you don't know, you can join it on Fable. It's Read of Mills. I'll put the link in the bio if you did want to join in the description. So this is the first book for book club. This is One Night Seduction by Caitlin Taylor. If you've never read a Caitlin Taylor book before, she's spicy and taboo, a little bit twisted at times, but in the best way possible. And I have been so excited to dive into her brand new series. This is called the ONS series, One Night Seduction series. And this is the first book. I think there's at least two. I'm hoping more. I really, really like this writing style that she does. It's spicy and taboo. So the main character in this is called Logan, and then the female character in this, and I'll show you her chapter design, is called Ariana. So Ariana has gone to a sex club with her best friend, and when she gets there, she sees this guy, and she ends up in kind of like a 50 Shades of Grey sub-dom situation. And let's just say there's some masks involved, so you can't really tell who somebody is. And when he takes his mask off, she realizes that it's her mum's ex-husband. Now, this isn't her father. This is someone that her mum has been with, not related to her birth, because there's taboo, and then I feel like there's taboo. And now that he's had her, he's not going to let her go. I feel like this is going to be so spicy. I feel like it's going to have some good kinks in it as well. I'm kind of hoping the praise kinks in it. I really love the praise kink after reading Praise in the Salacious Players Club by Sarah Kate. I love the Salacious Players Club. I love that kind of sex club setting just because it is more taboo than maybe anything else. So I am excited to see how Caitlin Taylor tackles this one. But I have a feeling she's going to do it perfectly. So yeah, this is the first one we will be reading in October, so I have to read it. There's kind of not an option. I've set up a book club. It's a guarantee, which is why when you realise how many books I have on my TBR for the rest of the month, you might realise why I've got so many, because I do have set ones, and it's kind of, it goes against my nature, I'm not going to lie. I don't like being told when to read something, but I do love book club, and I've read some amazing books because of it. So the second book I'm going to read is also a book club book. This is People Watching by Hannah Bowman Young. I actually love her writing style. I've read one book out on a limb by her, and I love the disability representation in it. So I'm wondering if this is going to have something in it as well. I know Prue, who's the main character of the story, is looking after her mother who has Alzheimer's. And then you meet Milo. For a while, I've been calling him Milo. The name is Milo. Honestly, don't trust me with names of any characters. That's my biggest downfall, I've realised. And he's had to return to this town as well because of his brother, but you don't know why yet. And they've ended up being in, and it does say this, casual sex lessons. I don't know how they've got there. I don't know how they've led themselves to casual sex lessons, but we seem to be there. That seems to be happening. And I can see its multiple point of view as well. I just think it's going to have some level of trauma in it. I love the fact as well he's got tattoos. You know he's going to be a spicy character. You know he's going to know what he's doing, and maybe that's why he's doing the lessons. So I think this is going to be romance, trauma, spice, a little bit of everything packaged up perfectly. It is giving autumn vibes as well on the cover, so that's why this one was picked for October, because we have to have some autumnal reads. Sometimes you don't want to read like a whole month of autumn books, and at Christmas you don't want to read a whole month of Christmas books, but you need a few to keep you entertained. So yeah, I am very excited to dive into this one. And I know, again, this is a definite read. So I feel like the first few I'm going through are definite reads, and then we'll get to some of the potentials where I'm going to need some help. I have the third book I'm definitely going to be reading, and this is The Sacrifice. This is the dark revenge romance one in the Lord series. This is Tyson's story and Laken, and I hope that's how you pronounce that name. I am so excited to dive back into this world. So, spoiler, I have already read all of the Lord series, so I'm not going to go into too much detail because I feel like I'm going to say something that's more review than TBR, but this one's good. This is a debt to be paid, a marriage with a lord who is pretty intense, should we say. I I do love Tyson as a character. I felt like when I got to this part of the story, the first two are definitely dark college romance. This is where the revenge comes in. And it does say on the front cover, a dark revenge romance. I feel like Chantal Tessier switches it up at this point. There's definitely a key change, should we call it. So this is the third book in the Lord series. If you've not read the Lord series and you love dark romance, you need to. I will say this is like shocking dark romance. It's a secret society called the Lords where wealthy men go off to a university, join it, and there's no way out. The only way out is they're going to be killed, which, okay, technically there is a way out, but I don't always see death as a way out of something. Like, personally, I'd rather have my life than like, oh, you can get out of this if you're dead. That's just me, but I feel like that's a really good a good way to survive is just to stay in the Lords. And they're given a chosen one, so a lot of the books focus around the chosen element. And this chosen is kind of meant to serve and obey them, and then eventually they'll be married to somebody else who's not their chosen one. Their chosen one's kind of like a little bit of a plaything. So she is his marriage. Laken is going to be married to Tyson, and yeah, he's a dark and twisted lord. I don't know what else to say. I'm trying not to spoil it. I just really want to tell you things I know about this book. Then I've been really naughty, so I do apologise, book club, but I've actually put a second book in 1 week, which I don't normally do. It's a little novella. I'm saying it's a little novella. It's still 200 pages, but we were reading them in preparation for this next book coming out in January. There wasn't enough months when we started this, so this book, some people may skip with it being a novella. Some people may love it. It's Cotton and Rayleigh's story, and this is more of your forbidden love step-sibling story. You get, I don't feel like I need to tell anybody if they know me, but I love forbidden romances, step-siblings, sometimes full siblings. It gets me in trouble, that one. Romances, they're my jam. I like them. I like that forbidden element. I just don't know why I do, but I do. And I think Sabotage, am I going to say it? Dare I say it? It's my favourite in the series. I'm sorry. Not my favourite guy. Book one. Nobody will ever beat. Ever beat him. You can't. You can't beat him. You cannot beat their story. Like, Riot and Blakely, sorry. To me, their story can't be beaten in terms of Riot. But this is my favourite book in the series. That's so naughty of me to say, but yeah, sorry book club. But we had a little bit of an issue with me not working this out enough in advance. So yeah, that's another book I'll definitely be reading in October. So that is up to 4 books now. And then the final book that I'm going to be reading in October for book club is From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout, which is the first in the Blood and Ash series. I'm really excited to read this and scared at the same time. I think I've put it off for a while. One, it's quite a hefty series. So you've got 5 main books in the series, or 6 now because the 6th one is out. Then you've got 4 spin-off books with more to come. And I felt like I was committing to a lot. Do I own the books? Yes. I sometimes don't want to dive into fantasy. Sometimes I'm scared to commit to a series because I know once I'm obsessed, there's nothing else being read. So that's why I put this at the end of the month, because if I read this at the start of the month and I'm obsessed, the rest of the month, all the other book club books will go out the window. All the other things on my TBR could go out the window because I get a little bit fantasy obsessed. Just a little bit of a fixation on it. So this is about a girl. She is a maiden. I can't remember her name because I have read the first 2 chapters of this and I cannot remember her name. Poppy, that's her name. And she's never meant to be touched, looked upon. The life of a maiden is to kind of hide in secret until you can ascend. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on this, so I've seen people love it. I've seen people hate it. I've seen people say that she's got a lot of internal monologue. I don't mind an internal monologue, so I'm really excited to try it, but I am nervous. More nervous that I'm going to love it than hate it, I have to be honest. So yeah, and it's quite a chunky one after reading 2 books the week before, so I feel like book club, I'm so sorry, because this is how many pages is this? Oh, nearly 500 pages. So yeah, apologies book club, I've kind of given you 2 hefty ones in a row. I feel really bad for that when I work that out now, but we've committed, we're doing it. I can't change it now. Okay, so now we've hit the segment of the video where I'm going to go through potentials. So we've got 5 books that I have to read for book club. In case you don't know this about me, I can read between 10, 20, sometimes 25 books a month. If I'm having a really good month, 25. I have a holiday in October as well, so I know a few more books could get read. It is a holiday with my family, so maybe less than I actually think will get read. Whenever I seem to go away with my family, we end up doing loads of activities because we just love going for walks and doing things. So maybe not as much reading will get done, but I'm hoping, because I have 2 weeks off work, a little bit more reading will get done. Time will tell. We will see. We will see if the 2 weeks off work. Last time I had a week off work, did I read 6 books in that week? I read 6 books in that week. So there's a chance. There is a chance. So let's dive into Mills's potentials. I don't know as much about some of these books because I haven't obviously researched them for book club, so it will be more of a quicker run through. But hopefully you think these are good picks. So pick one. You're going to be like, Mills, why are you holding Let's Split Up? You've read it. I have. But the second book that Bill Wood has written, I'm pretty sure it's called Be Right Back. I'll put a little picture of it here, is coming out in October. I think it could be coming out in September. I'm trying to work out, we're like the 24th of September today. So I'm trying to work out, this shows you how late I actually film as well, because posting on Saturday, don't film it till Wednesday. I'm always chaos. But it's a continuation on from Let's Split Up, which was kind of The Summer I Turned Pretty, horror, thriller, YA. I devoured this. I read it in one day. So of course I have to continue with Bill's series. I can't not. So that is the first potential read. I think this is one of my most likely reads. The potential read for October is very fitting. So this is Casket Case by Lauren Evans. This is about a girl who works with caskets. She literally has a family business selling caskets, and it's not her dream. She's called Nora Clanton, and then she meets Garrett Bishop, and he's handsome, he's charming, but death just seems to turn up everywhere he goes. I think this could be like a cutesy rom-com with obviously the death element involved, which I just think is perfect for October. This was a potential for book club, but nobody voted for it, which I was quite sad at, because I was really excited to read this. I do have to say, I'm hoping it doesn't give Abby Jimenez vibes. I don't know, I feel like I've got an issue with Abby Jimenez after reading one book, but if you've seen my review of it, I just didn't gel with it. I need trauma in my romance. So if this is cutesy romance with no trauma, I'm a little bit scared. So this is definitely most likely, like if I don't read this in October, I have a feeling I'll never pick it up. So I feel like this has got to be near the top of the TBR as well. Of course, we have a Paisley Hope book. I know Cowboys and October don't fit together, but this comes out in November, so I want to read it before it comes out. So this is actually Cassie and Hayden's story. It's a cowboy romance, of course. It's a one-night stand. I kind of love the awkwardness of one-night stands and cowboy romances. Forced proximity. I feel like if you can have a one-night stand and then not put the forced proximity trope, it's not going to work. But they're snowed in. There's one bed and there's some found family. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. If you have not picked up the Silver Pine Ranch series by Paisley Hope, there's already 3 books out, which are absolutely amazing. Again, I'll put the covers for them here just in case you don't recognize these and you need them in your life. If you like cowboys, but you want them to be maybe a little bit spicier than Elsie Silver, Lila Sage, Paisley Hope, I was about to say Paisley Hope, but Paisley Hope is the spicier one, then definitely dive into these. Then the next potential for October is The Girlfriend by Michelle Francis. I've heard really good things about this. So this was actually sent to me by a company to promote the TV series of it for Prime. So I was really lucky to be sent this. And it's about a girl called Laura who has it all, but she has a 23-year-old son called Daniel, and Daniel has a girlfriend called Cherry, and it's meant to be psychological thriller vibes. I've seen quite a few trailers for the book, and I feel like in October, we know I'm not a horror girly, we know I'm not going to read horror, but maybe a psychological thriller could be an option. Time will tell. So yeah, that's another potential. This one might be a little bit lower on my list because I feel like October, November, either of them would work for this. There isn't that, like, I don't have to get to it quickly, if that makes sense, because it's not an autumn read. So I feel like if I read this in November, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but it is a potential for October. Next potential, I'm really surprised I haven't already picked this up, but this is Thorn Season by Kira Azar. I actually went to an event where I met Kira Azar, so my book is signed. But I just never got around to picking it up in September. Alchemize came out. I had committed to a few other books for book club, and then I had some reads like Hannah Grace's Christmas book, which I wanted to get through because it came out in September. So I just had a few things on my plate where they would not, like I couldn't adjust them. So this one is In the Kingdom of Darridon. A persecuted few are wielders, able to exert a physical power that extends beyond their visible body, a shimmering tendril that can pick a lock, a gentle coil that reaches out to give a loving caress, or an inexplorable rope that will kill a man before he knows it's around his neck. Feared and mistrusted for this ability, wielders have always been hunted. Alyssa Payne, heiress of a noble lineage, daughter of a hunter family, is also a wielder. So this is about a girl, I think it gives Bridgerton vibes, but she is a wielder in a world that wielders are hunting, or hunted. And there's meant to be really good descriptions of food in this, and I really liked meeting the author of this. Catherine Webber, who is an absolute babe, was interviewing her, and I love her so much. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. It just didn't get round to happening in September. My only concern is obviously I've got a fancy with From Blood and Ash, so I sometimes find I'm less likely to pick up Another World. But if I get to this before From Blood and Ash, we've got some hope. I feel like everyone's going to go mad at me for this. Do I admit to this? I kind of have to admit to it. I've got to be honest. Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. Have I read it yet? No. I'm so sorry. I started reading it on publication day. I got a chapter in and life happened. I went to go visit my family. I didn't take it with me. And what can I do? What can I do? Well, no, that's a novel. I did take it with me. I just didn't read it. Don't lie, Mills. I feel like I have to be truthful to you. There's definitely videos of me with this book in the background. So if anybody's good at sleuthing, they're gonna be like, Mills, we've seen that Wild Reverence was at your granny's. Yeah, okay. I just didn't get round to it. I was really into my tortoise pick the reads that week, and I didn't pick this up. I think again, I don't know why, but I'm finding myself not picking up as much fantasy this month. I don't know why. August, I read loads of fantasy. September, I'm kind of like forcing myself to read fantasy. So October, this has to be read. This has to be read. I've seen a few people say they didn't cry at it though, and that's my worry. I want to cry. And I love Rebecca Ross, and I think I've built up so much in my head that I'm scared to pick it up. So this is like a prequel to her other series, but you read it after her other series. And yeah, I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm scared. I am terrified to read this because I just wanted to live up to expectation, and expectation in my head is so big for it right now. Yeah, okay, I don't know what else to say on that. Sorry, guys. I feel like you're going to hate me for that one. The next one might shock some of you. I've never read Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I have read a few Ali Hazelwood books, but mainly the STEM ones, and I felt like I'd just read a lot of STEM at the time, and then when Bride came out, I just didn't pick it up. So it says, Misery Locke, the only daughter of the most powerful vampire councilman of the Southwest, is an outcast again. Her days of living in anonymity. I can never say anonymity. Anonymity. I can't say that word. Anonymity. I just can't say it. Among the humans are over. She has been called upon to uphold an historic peacekeeping alliance between the vampires and their mortal enemies, the Wares. So this is vampires, werewolves. I think it's perfect for October. Why have I never picked it up before? There's a new book coming out in this series as well. So I'm like, now is the time, Mills. Literally, get your act together. So if you have read this, let me know what you think. But I am really excited to read, like, it's described as paranormal Romeo and Juliet. So I'm really excited to read that. In October, this book is coming out. So this is Revolve by Bal Cabra. So of course, Bloomsbury sent me this as an advance copy. This has got to be an October read because it's coming out in October. So I feel like this one definitely will be read. This is Sierra and I want to say Dylan. Yes, Dylan's story. She's a figure skater. He's an ice hockey player. She needs a partner. He's the only one who can match her. He's cocky. He's arrogant. You know there's going to be sparks on and off the ice. I just think this is going to be a perfect read. So yeah, I'm really excited to dive into this. So this one, I feel like this is like a guarantee in October because otherwise I'll see spoilers. Then we have Overdrive by Stephanie Perkins. Again, this is another one that comes out in October, so I have put it on my October wish list. This is Ingrid's story with Corey. They've been dating each other. They agreed to break up, and then I think it's after a month. Yeah, after a month, they've dated other people, and they're going to hopefully get back together and realise they want to be with each other. But it seems like the month timer is up, and neither of them fully know what to do. I think this one's going to be a little bit heartbreaking as well, because what happens if one of them wants to get back with the other, but the other doesn't want to get back with them? Like, what do you do in that situation? So I think we're going to get a bit of heartbreak, but this comes out in October, so I feel like this is a definite as well. Like another cowboy book. There are two cowboy potentials. If I'm being honest, Paisley's probably going to be the winner out of the two, but I think both is going to be end up. I'm going to end up reading both. So this is Riding the Line by Emma Lucy. It's the second in the series. This is Cherry and Duke's story, and it's a brother's best friend trope. This is the second in the series. There was a first one that came out. What was the first one called? Live, Ranch, Love. I was like, how could I forget the title? So yeah, I love cowboys. I don't know if I'm ever going to get bored of cowboys. I keep saying I should be, and then I just keep picking them up. So I feel like that's a really good potential. It's autumn. I have to read pumpkin books now. So there's Pumpkin About You by Athena Costes. I can't speak today, I've realised. This is about a girl who is called Wren, and she is setting up a 30th birthday bash for her friends, and she wants to do it at a pumpkin farm, and that's when she meets the gorgeous grouch August Finch. You know it's going to be Grumpy Sunshine. I don't know if I've ever come across a pumpkin book that isn't Grumpy Sunshine. If you have, let me know in the comments, because I'm trying to think of all the pumpkin books I know. They're all Grumpy Sunshine. What's it about pumpkin men that make them grumpy? So yeah, I love the little foiling on this as well. So I think this has to be a read for October. It's orange, it's pumpkins. You can't read pumpkins in November. Because we're getting near the end of the list. Then we have The Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop. I love a translated book. I think they are often the most heartbreaking. Let me see if I can do it. I love the cover design of this as well, because it folds out. Let's see. Look, don't hit yourself in the face, Mills. Look how pretty that is. I love it. And there's a cat. There's a cat involved. So this is about a cherry blossom bookshop, haven for book lovers, that appears during the fleeting cherry blossom season. I would love and go see the cherry blossom season. Nestled amongst the bloom of delicate petals, you'll find a sanctuary for those burdened with regrets and past sorrows. And then Sakura, the mysterious young owner, and her wise calico cat, Kabeko, patiently await the arrival of souls in need of solace and healing. I love things like this. So I feel like just to mix up the month, this will be a really nice, a little bit traumatic and sad read, but in a nice way. A nice trauma way. But by no means least, I'm diving into Christmas. It's not my first Christmas book this year. I have already read, let me just grab it because I know it's on the table here. I can see it. I have just read Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace, which comes out in September. So this might be out by the time I post this video. I'm not sure. But I was sent Christmas at the Ranch by Julia McKay. This is Cowboy Christmas. So yeah, even though it's October, I read all my Christmas books tend to be read September, October. So I can tell you guys about them before it gets too close to Christmas and you miss out on knowing about them. So it says, with the holidays around the corner and scandal hanging over her family, Emery Oakes doesn't know where to turn. Thing is for certain, she needs to get away. A snowstorm leaves her stranded in Evergreen, the picturesque town where she once spent her happiest Christmas. Falling in love with Tate Wilder at her family's idyllic horse ranch was as easy as breathing until it all went wrong. So second chance romance, and if you've been watching any of my videos, you know I'm a little bit obsessed with second chance romance. Brings us to the end of the video. There are 5 books I have to read for book club and then 13 potentials. Let's see at the end of the month if I do manage it or not. And I also want to know what's on your TBR for October. What do you want to get through this October month? If you've enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications so you can be notified when I post, and I'll see you book lovelies next Saturday. Wish me luck for October month because I need it. Bear in mind, I'm just going to do a little spoiler. I'm currently reading Alchemized. It's 1,000 pages. I'm 10 in and I'm broken. Will I ever read again after? We don't know, but that vlog will be coming to you soon. Bye, guys.